Okay, let's check the chair. Yeah, right.
Excellent. Yeah, it'll be a couple seconds and then there'll be a bit of a viewer count. Normally it takes some time here. I'm hoping soon to have some lovely intro music to kind of cover that first 30 seconds. And hello, there are some people watching. So welcome to Jen's awesome show. I'm here with Joe and we're going to be talking about the art vending machine that launched today, which is pretty exciting. So what kind of art do you do? You're an artist.
Hi, Jen. Thanks for having me on the show. And yeah, so the kind of art I do, I describe myself as eclectic. I do cartoons, I do paintings, I do collage type work. Basically anything that I want to communicate. But there's like a running theme through it all that kind of binds it together, which is hopefulness, uplifting, which is, you know, how we got connected.
Yeah.
And try to be inspiring, funny, and sometimes silly. And, you know, it might lean towards the abstract and surreal side, but never surreal, weird, creepy, more like surreal, inspiring, but not creepy. So yeah, that's kind of the art I do.
That's fantastic. I heard that you make comic books, or that you have made comic books.
Yes, I've came up in cartoons, just in traditional cartoons, back in the, you know, reading them all my life, and then I made comics in the 80s and the 90s, and it's just called Silly Daddy is some of the main ones, and then I, you know, in print, and then that also went on the web as well. So now I put those in the art that I put out, you know, as rare digital art, and it's exciting.
That's fantastic. If somebody is looking to buy those, where would they find them?
So the Silly Daddy comics have been collected in volumes, so you can find them on Amazon.
Okay.
And then I also did one recently this year as a zine. So it's not like a one narrative story. It's a bunch of different comics and art mixed together as a zine, as zines were. That's how I started in the zine scene in the 80s, just independent comics and things like that. So that is actually, I released that as a 50-page PDF on Maker's Place. And so you buy the token, and that gives you unlockable access through Ethereum, not Wax. This Wax that I knew of didn't have that capability yet, but I'm sure it's coming soon. So I'm sure I'll be doing something similar on Wax soon. But yeah, you can get that on Maker's Place. It's called Silly Daddy Zine.
That's
there's only
fun.
10. There's only 10 of these books.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well, that's worth taking a look for. So, what's your favorite art medium?
You know, well, it used to be oil. I love the layering of colors, but now it's really digital with Apple Pencil and Procreate. You can do a zillion things that, like, you have literally just seems like millions of variable tools at your fingertip. So those are kind of my favorite tools to use. And my favorite brush is Oriental. It's called Oriental brush, and it's very, because I do like ink drawing as well. I do also physical ink drawings.
Yeah.
Paper. And I actually haven't released a lot of those, but I've done those too, and that's exciting too. Yeah, it's cool. And this is my wife. She's joining us too.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
So that's Jen, my wife. She's on the project too. She helps out. She's amazing.
Excellent.
Some good news. Says it's sold out.
Woohoo!
I think we're done.
That's 4 minutes in here. That is exciting.
I don't know. I couldn't get my computer to turn on. My computer was lagging, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm late. And I turned the computer on, and it says sold out. And I refreshed my page. I'm like, wait, is that right?
That's wonderful. Congratulations.
I thank you, God. I was praying that it would sell out in 10 minutes.
But 4
minutes, or
less.
Wow.
It might have been 2. I'm not sure. Because like I said, I didn't turn my computer on until like 9:03. So it's a Chromebook. Wouldn't you know it? Like, I want it to turn on and it's lagging. I'm like.
Wow.
Of
Well, I want
course.
to say, I mean, for everybody who didn't get the packs, there's still solid, affordable art from all of the people in the collection, and it's very likely we'll do more. And I'm sure you could find the stuff on the secondary market. Some people might mark it up. That's kind of life. But
Yep.
in all the people in the collection, they have stuff available almost all the people in the collection have NFTs available at affordable prices. We do try to keep it reasonable for people because we want this to be accessible. But I'm blown away.
That's wonderful. And for anyone who doesn't know what's going on, Art Vending Machine launched this morning about 6 minutes ago here, and it sold out. So
Wow.
take 2 seconds here. What is Art Vending Machine?
Yes, so it's basically fine art. It's the first time fine art NFTs are available in wrapped bundles on Wax blockchain. So with multiple fine artists. So there's 15 fine artists from around the world, and it's a mix of crypto art OGs, also mentoring in emerging artists and mid-career artists who are new to crypto. So it's a mix of both male, female. I think we're in 4 different countries. And so you get a really great, diverse variety of artists and also artwork. And all that is available in these packs. And so you basically, get a pack, and now you're an instant fine art collector. And you could sit on them, hodl them. You could open the pack, you could trade the pack, or you could, do a mix of either. So the idea is it's like you're going to a candy machine and you have all these different options, and you're like, well, I'll pick the random button, and so you got to get a random variety of what you get. And this way, it's if you have a trust in the curation process of who the curators are, and if you like the artist in the project, you're going to likely end up with something that you really think is cool. That's what it is.
That's fantastic.
My favorite part, the candy thing.
Yeah.
When he told me that, I'm like, oh, I like that. That's clever, because I love buying candy from a vending machine.
Definitely, and it's so much fun to see all those surprises too.
I was just thinking, like, I'm just really happy right now because everything's sold out. But like here in Southern California, it's 9 a.m. So it's Saturday morning, and I just want to say, I think we just made art history in our pajamas. We're still in our pajamas. At least I'm still in my pajamas. Like,
that's fantastic.
His pajamas look pretty normal, so he's actually dressed, but he may have slept in these clothes. I'm not going to comment for sure, but I definitely am in my pajamas. And you just did. I'm really proud of you, honey. You just did something. You made art history in your pajamas on a Saturday morning. We've never done such productive stuff on a Saturday morning.
This is wonderful.
We couldn't have done it without God and this woman has been incredible. She has an NFT in there too. She plays this beautiful little song that she created by some wisteria plants, and she's also just helped me every step of the way. So it's a family project.
I like to do the boring stuff like the proofreading. So.
And she's super new. There were so many dumb errors that I wrote in the descriptions, and some of the other folks in the collection, there's little grammatical errors. So we caught, I think, all of them. At the last minute, literally the past 2 days, we were proofing it on a test net. Oh no, man! This of should be if, and got to take that comma
quotation marks.
Yeah. So
have to use quotation marks correctly.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's 190 different art pieces, so you're editing 190 descriptions and making sure it's all right, and then checking it on a test net. So yeah, it's been quite a period of time. It's been exciting.
I might stay in my pajamas all day today.
Hey, as well. The day's accomplished. You're good.
Because we deserve it.
Wow. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay.
So you said there were 190 different art pieces?
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
How-
I'm gonna tap out and
Mhm.
check Twitter and all that stuff.
okay,
Is that cool? Okay.
okay.
Great to meet
Good to
you,
meet
Jen.
you.
That's my wife. She's awesome, Denise. So, I'm sorry, what was your question, Jen?
If you had 190 art pieces, what was the selection process like? How on earth did you manage that?
You know, it was somewhat organic. Basically, my process going into this was, hey, you know what? My rare digital art's doing well on other blockchains. I've been in the space for a long time. I want to help some other people. So I like the curation process. I did it. I've been doing it on various projects over the years. So I'm thinking, let me pull in people as they seem interested in getting involved in wax, because it is an incredible blockchain for art. And if they really want to be involved in it, and if I like their work, and if their work fits with the vibe of uplifting, non-creepy dark, not sexy, promiscuous, just inspiring type stuff, then family friendly, but also sophisticated, then then you're in. And basically, you just had to say, yeah, you're interested, and know me in some way, some connection to me, and agree to, you know, be part of the project, agree to let me release the NFTs and fit in the time frame. And so just like not everybody was on board at once. It was really just gradually one at a time. And for me, the biggest surprise was that my oldest daughter wanted to also join the project. She is very creative and she's into the arts, and she's super talented. She's in Chicago, but she created some of the most, I think some of the most, I mean, it's all solid fine art. Some of the most, for me, inspiring work, really just really touched the heart. And yeah, there's just a lot of good work in here. And I think being together in a group, it kind of formed us into like an art family. So like, in fact, Fabi Yamada, one of the amazing artists in the collection, she actually commented yesterday. We were just chatting back and forth about the launch. She had some last minute questions in case other people asked her. And she's like, you know, hey, you know, I just want to thank you. This really feels like family. I'm just like, yes, that's exactly what I was going for.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, so, you know, I want to grow the family, and it's great.
So for somebody who's not really part of the art world here, how do you define fine art? What makes that distinction?
Yeah, so to be clear, like all the things that have been released previously on Wax, the kind of big name brand stuff like Garbage Pail Kids, and like I see that as art. So I'm not saying it's not art, but fine art is, there are some distinct distinctions, and one of the main distinctions, typically, but again, it's hard, once you like draw a border around fine art, it always wants to push outside. That's kind of the nature of it. But as you know, because you know you do some incredible art too. So, but it has to do with the origin point isn't commercial. The origin point is exploration and discovery, whereas opposed to, let's just take, like, for example, a more commercially minded art, like a Garbage Pail Kids. Again, I mean, I grew up on wacky packages, so it's, you know, so that in that vein is the purpose of that was commercial from the start, and then they did the art around it. Whereas with fine art, the purpose is typically more exploration, expression, and there often tends to be some sort of depth to it that's not commercial. But then people commercialize it afterwards, typically. Now, it doesn't always stay in that realm, but that's how I've seen it.
Okay, that makes sense. And is there any new technology behind what you've done? Anything that's different? Anything that stands out?
Well, I mean, the blockchain definitely changes a lot of things, because you can reach people quickly with the art in a tradable fashion, and that's huge. And this still hasn't fully sunk into the art market. It's slowly starting to, but there's actually somebody actually asked me recently, like, what's the use case for this project? And I was like, I'm so glad I didn't say this, but I'm so glad you asked what's the use case, because there's like 9 use cases for fine art that's rare digital art. So fine art on the blockchain, also known as, NFTs, non-fungible tokens. So one is the prestige of ownership, where you're actually, it's provable, immutable, that a certain person is the owner of the art. So it's very easy to prove because it's on a public blockchain.
Yeah.
So it's also collectible. In other words, for the first time ever, you could actually, unless you're trading floppy disks or CD-ROMs, you could collect digital art in a way that is verifiable. So it's collectible, and it's also tradable. And that the big deal about being tradable is you could gift it. So I can gift, and I do this quite often. I gift NFTs to people, free NFTs. I do that, frequently on Twitter. You can also trade it for other things. You could exchange it. You could use it as payment for other services. So now your art, in the past you'd have to give somebody a physical painting, but now you can just, with a quick couple buttons, fire that off. So that's really cool about it. And then it's portable. For this, people today, they are more nomadic, with all the city life and the moving around. So I know we had we've done some various moves for ministry purposes over the years, and packing up all this stuff takes time. So I like the concept of saying, hey, you want to see my art collection? It's right here on my phone. So let me show you. This is the stuff that I own. Oh, you want one? Okay, what's your address? Boom, 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 and you shoot it to them. And if I have doubles of some cool collectible that I have, so it's portable. And then also another area is it's more people can be curators, which is a big deal. Like like with our vending machine, I'm able to say, hey, this is the things that I enjoy. These are the things that I can put my, kind of stamp on that says that, yes, I've vetted this, I've talked to the people, and they're doing good work. And so more people can step into that role of curation, whereas before it was pretty exclusive. You had to own a gallery, you had to get some sort of museum type job. So the curation is a lot more accessible. And then it's pioneering. I mean, it's the blockchain, NFTs. This is, this industry is only 6 years old. So we're still in the very early stages. And then patronage is a big deal. So you could, easily support an artist that you like by buying their work in a quick way without having to fly to LA to see, somebody's stuff. You could do it very quickly and then show off your collection digitally and in one site. Here's my stuff. You can make an offer on it, or I'm not selling it. And then also two more things is it's the safest use case for crypto. There's no lives at stake. It's not your health records. It's art. It's just art. It's not gonna, it's not gonna explode. It's not gonna betray you. It's just art. But it's exciting and fun and entertaining. So it's a very safe use case for this semi-new technology called crypto. And then the last thing, which is only now beginning to see a lot more use case, is the in-game functionality. So you could take NFTs and put them in a game. And in fact, I'm actually talking to developers right now about taking some of the things from Art Vending Machine and the NFTs and making them playable in a game that we want to design. And, you could stake them. You'll be able to stake you already can stake other NFTs and various things and get rewards back and things like that. So those are just those are 9 use cases for it.
That's wonderful and exciting. I know some of the art in game sort of things we're doing with the Uplift World as well. We're just kind of scratching the surface of it at the moment, and the possibilities are endless and exciting. I mean, if we could do, say, a treasure hunt, and at the end of it, somebody finds a piece of your art that they get to keep the NFT for, that's so much fun.
Yes. Yeah. And it makes it. So one of my reasons for doing this is a few years ago, what I started to realize is that there's an unnecessary divide between what I would call serious art collectors and everybody else. And
Yes.
it doesn't have to be that way. And so making it more accessible, making it more fun is only going to expand the art market where everybody can enjoy certain kind of art, even if you don't consider yourself an art collector, you'll still buy a poster, put on your wall. You'll still, repost your favorite picture. So people curate themselves already. And now if you could kind of put your name behind it and put something transferable behind it, that's where we are right now with the blockchain technology.
That's fun. So tell me a little bit more about curation, because it's a word that I've heard that always ends up getting associated with events that to me seem kind of highbrow. Like if I'm the journalist from 20 years ago, it would be the wine and cheese night where, you don't wear the same dress twice in the same crowd. So how does that apply now?
Yeah, so it's more accessible curation, whereas before it was a very, very small number of people relative to the population that were curating. But now more people, kind of like the old days where you've got your radio station. There's 2 radio stations in the town, and if you can't get your music on one of them, you're just out of luck.
Yeah.
So that's all opening up. So now more people can be curators, and it could be accessible to people that maybe they don't need a lot of money, because these are I honestly am fine with releasing a piece that's a one of one and it sells for a good amount of money, or releasing a one of 1,000 and sell all those 1,000. And in the end, selling all those thousands at the same price as the one of one. I just want people to enjoy the work, and have some sort of economic model where it's relatively sustainable. And you can do that more with things like fine art packs and NFTs and rare digital art, which is really cool. And with the creation process, there's a lot less rules than you think. There really is. And that's what's cool about it, because people can define, their own parameters for the various projects. And it's exciting to see, oh, well, okay, wow, they curated this. I don't like any of that stuff. So now I know, I'm going to, now I know kind of what they're about. I get, but you could kind of find your tribe, and that's exciting. There's more people that can do that. It's not highbrow. It's very, I'm no genius. I just, I just like what I like and want to build family, and that's what we do.
That's fantastic. And what you mentioned too with the one of one, or even with somebody getting something like a #1 mint of something, that'll keep the people who like the exclusive end of it interested as well. They're not going to necessarily feel like they're mixing with the rest of us who might be in it because art's amazing and we love it. Totally different spectrum of reasons.
Yes. One of my big goals with all this is to increase the exposure for the up and comers, the emerging artists. Mm-hmm. So by having some of the OGs in here like Skrilla, M Blue, Fabi, and Rob Ness, but frankly, like the up and comers, they're some of their work is like better than mine, So it's just like everybody, not everybody gets attention, but with this approach to curation and rare digital art vehicles like pack openings and things, more people can get exposure to markets that they were kind of out of prior to all this. So I really appreciate that.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So which up and coming artists should I be watching? Who's next?
Wow. Well, I mean, I think everybody in the collection that's not already, you know, crypto art OG is a rising star. So Larth Mota, he's actually connected to an uplifter. He's in Brazil, and so his work is solid fine art. Like when you see his work, you know this isn't some experimental. You're not going to know what you get, and it's hard to understand. Like, this is fine art. It's painting. But it's not rehashing old things. He has a very original voice, and it's clear. The more you stare at his work, the more it's clear what he's communicating. So he's great. Sean Okana, he's a rapper and an artist and a visual artist, and he also does music, and he's a preacher too, and probably some other things too. Super talented guy. So he's somebody to watch too. He's got some really thought-provoking pieces in there. And I actually all of my kids have pieces in here. Like, you know, they were raised, you know, kind of art was like a second language to me, and they can speak that language too. So they have some pieces in there. My youngest daughter, Anna, is a very serious painter. And my oldest, Maria, who goes by Family Photo, but without the I, she does a very, very, very deep, thought-provoking and experimental work. And like, she has a freshness to her work that is, it's very engaging. Like, it really makes you think about important things and helps you examine life, and some of it is on the surreal side too, so that's cool. And then we have a piece by Paul Baldwin. He's also connected to an uplifter from Uplift Art, and he does a lot of landscapes. Super talented. He has a piece in there, and it's just exciting to see. You know, all these people kind of step up. We have Beth Cohen. She has a few pieces in there, and she does faith-based work, and it's excellent. Her work is very fresh, joyful. It's like, but also a depth of warmth that's very accessible. Oh, you know, man, I can't believe I forgot to mention Marco Zuback. He's also a crypto art OG, and he has I think 8 pieces in the collection. He is super prolific. We're together from the Dada.art collective, where we draw together online, and they're an incredible, prolific group, amazing group of artists. So Marco has pieces in there, and I mean, his stuff is just incredible. It makes you think. He's super talented. Yeah, I can't say enough about Marco. And I talked a little bit about Fabi, but Fabi did so I drew up the design of what the art vending machine should look like, and you know, on paper, or not on paper, but on the flat. And then I gave that to Fabi, and I said, "Can you turn this into a 3D model? And here's the colors. Here's how I want it to move, and here's the surface it should look like." So we worked together, and she made this art vending machine, and then Sean Okana, he did the sound for it. So when you open the packs, you'll see this video play of this real looking art vending machine that'll light up, and the coin goes in, and you hear the sound, and the selection of art spins, and then it clicks, and then art pops out, and that's what you see when you open your packs. And that's also, I think, a rare NFT in the collection. So There's a ton of talented people. I also really like that Rob Ness made a brand new piece for this. He is he's been around crypto art a long time. His stuff sells for big bucks in many places, and he's very influential. And he made a brand new piece in a way that I haven't seen before. What he did was he asked all his Twitter followers, "Hey, I'm going to make a piece for our vending machine. Paste the image of what you want included in a collage. I'll pick some of this, put it in a collage, draw it, and then run it through a photo mosh program, which kind of makes it different and add some effects to it." And so he has a piece in there that's pretty cool. He has two pieces in there that I really like. And then Rare Skrilla, he's been around a long time. He actually has one of my, I have one of his favorite works in my collection on Counterparty, another blockchain that's running on top of Bitcoin. But he does incredible work, and he has some AI work that he did in the collection. And of course, M Blue has an incredible song called Dance With Me, which is just a wonderful song about relationship between a man and his wife. And it's just really touching. And I catch myself singing it. So yeah, I'm not going to sing it, but I'll let him do that. But he does a great job of that. And then of course, last but not least, Jen Lozaro, she has a piece in there, and no, she has two pieces in there, and she's just basically very new to releasing art, but her work is solid, exciting, fresh, collectible, warm, heart. And so is Beth. Actually, Beth Cohen and Jen are friends, so it makes sense that their work is. And then last but not least, well, I talked some about my kids, but I didn't talk about Luke. Luke also does. He has a thing called NFTNT Gallery, I think it's called, and that's kind of his brand. But he releases some kind of explosive, fun, crazy work. Really eye-grabbing, poppy stuff. But more experimental too. So he's really good. And I think, as I mentioned before, my wife plays harp that she plays a song in. So and then I actually have the most work in this piece. I'm not sure how much, but I have a lot of work in here too. I just kind of crank it out. So I have fun with that.
That's wonderful. I'm definitely going to have to look at some of these and see what's out there. I'm curious to see what the secondary market will be like too, and see how things end up getting valued. I don't know. What is your vision for what a digital art gallery will look like?
Well, I think it's going to go two routes. One is some people will try to mimic the real world, but with stuff. And I think that'll have less success. I think the real success is what the Uplift World is doing, where you're going to be viewing art while you're also playing a game. And I think that's, my wife and I, we've been to a bunch of gallery openings in real life. I've had some stuff in shows in LA and other places. I used to live in Chicago. And what's really exciting is not just the art. The art's cool, but the experience of meeting other people and just kind of knowing your surroundings and things. And some of those elements are being worked into the Uplift. So we're actually in the process. I actually have a community plot in the Uplift gratitude map, which is basically a Minecraft world. For those who don't know, probably everybody watching the show knows. But for those who don't know, it's basically a Minecraft world that will also be a gallery. But in some of the sections, you're not just watching the art, but you're also have to survive or you die. So,
yes.
So it gives art a new spin. It just makes it exciting and fun, and it's going to create some new memories, some some new experiences. So I think that's going to be really exciting. It already is exciting. We're already building it. My son is doing a lot of the build, and a few others, Miles and Owen, some other people on the team are building, and they've already done some cool stuff. So yeah, if you could find it, if you go to the Uplift World, if you go to the gratitude section, and then you just go straight, you have to swim, but you go straight east, and you'll get to my plot is right next, and then right next to the spawn point. So you pop in one spot, then you just swim straight east, and you'll find my plot.
All right. Well, I'm definitely going to take a look. I'm curious.
Cool.
So then when we do finally get into having art shows in the world, we can invite you. You'll bring some art?
I can't wait. Yes.
Good.
I can't wait. Well, I also envision it where you'll be able to do, like, right now I've got my iPad and I just do art,
Yeah.
kind of in a, just I'm here by myself, or maybe I'm sitting with other people, but I'm focused on my own thing. But I envision it where you'll be able to do in the Uplift, do the art live in the Uplift, and so
Yes.
I really want to help make that happen if we can. So people can be watching you live. We already do, not in the Uplift, but just we've done some things through the Dada Art Collective. We did some live drawing shows at the Tate in London, and it's a bunch of folks like Marco and some of the other Dadists. They're super talented, and we're all draw together, and the people in the physical space at the Tate can see the process of the live drawing. So it's cool. I think creating new opportunities like that is the next wave of things. And then of course you can turn the whole experience into digital art, NFTs, and things like that. So
Yeah.
I think people are hungry for new exciting ways to experience art, explore art, and create.
Definitely. So I have a couple of questions left here. How do we close the gap between people who already know about NFTs and art NFTs and are really excited about it, and people who are thinking, oh, that's still pretty new? How do we make it approachable?
Yeah, well, I think Wax has done a really good job at making it user friendly, which has been half the battle up to now. When I first got into it, it was real. I had to redo a lot of research to figure out things. I mean, there wasn't even a common term for what we were doing. I don't even think NFT the term was even around. Rare digital art was one of the terms, but there's all sorts of other ones. So I think getting into it is basically make friends with somebody who already knows a little bit more, and read, explore. Don't jump right in. Do your research, and the best place to start is Atomic Hub for what they're doing right now. Also connect with people in the Uplift Art and Uplift World. It's a very supportive ecosystem. EOS USA Games, they're also super helpful. They've helped out a ton. We've been collaborating on this, and then I think the last but certainly not least thing is try to, when you're doing things, build in some sort of charitable function to it.
Yeah.
Like with our vending machine, 10% is going to charity, and for us that's gonna fund 100 kids in a school outside of Lagos, in one of the poorest floating cities in the world, and it's gonna help get them some school supplies. And so if you imagine all the art projects out there that are making income, and they start funneling a percentage of that, like, more people will get interested in art. People want to do good things. Sometimes they just need somebody to present the opportunity in a digestible, attractive way. And so with our vending machine, it was like, well, it's 15 international artists. It's the fine arts wrapped in bundles through in NFTs in a group, and that's never been done before. And you can help kids. You can help kids in Africa. So it's a total, as Blue says, it's a win-win.
Absolutely. That's exciting. And last question here. 10 years from now, looking back, how did Art Vending Machine change the world?
Wow. Well, it certainly changed me. And I think we all need kind of transformative experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the more positive experience, like if I just keep getting beat up in this space, how much am I really going to continue? So it really changed me in understanding that people they want community, they want to work together, they want to support charity. Sometimes what's lacking is just somebody to lead the way and provide the opportunity and make those connections. So I think how it's going to enhance the world it'll be a milestone in that whole paradigm of art projects that are charitable. It's certainly not the first. There's plenty, but it'll help kind of make it more like, hey, this is what more projects need to do. And I think the other thing too is that, it helps all the people involved realize that, hey, you know what, as I rise up in this space, I'm going to look out and see who I can help mentor, and we're all going to, the rising tide raises all boats concept. And then it is, I think it is an art history first. It's that I know of, and I've asked a bunch of people, and nobody has said there's anything else. It is the first time that you've had 15 international, super diverse, 4 different countries artists that are fine art. Now I know for more like on the commercial side of things, they've released stuff but in fine art, this is. Most of the time, fine art is you just buy, you see it and you buy it, or you don't. It creates a more gamified way to explore, discover, and collect fine art. And I think that's where the future of fine art is going, because people, they're up for some surprises. And it's just art. They're not going to die if they don't like the piece. But
exactly,
always trade it, they could potentially trade it. So those are the things I think it's gonna do.
That's fantastic. I'm excited to see what the future holds, and this is a good start. Somebody's asking in the comments here, what are the coordinates for your Uplift plot?
Oh, the coordinates! Wow.
If you happen to know.
You know what? I actually have them. Gratefully, so I've always played Minecraft prior to all this in creative mode. The kids were coming up, but they graduated into like survival mode, and the map that I'm on is survival mode. So I had to learn a bunch of stuff. I'm still not quite, I'm like, okay, son, can I do this and not die? Kind of that's kind of I am. But let me read off the coordinates. It's okay. It's 3350, and then 63, and then 2371. So I'll read it again: 3350, 63, and then 2371.
And that's
if you forget all that, again, when you spawn in gratitude map in the Uplift Minecraft server, just go straight east, and you should run into my plot. It's the next one over. It's all ocean until you get to the things that we built. So yeah, it's exciting.
Excellent.
And the art, some of the art in the collection will be there, and it'll be exhibit space. We wanted to make it really cool for the Art Vending Machine and do some cool things there. So yeah, we're excited to have an opening of that as well.
Definitely. Oh, someone's excited here, says he's your neighbor. So that's always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if we're neighbors, definitely let's reach out, because my son wants to build a roller coaster from one neighbor to another, and he already has a plan for it. So yeah, let's talk.
That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. All right. Well, in closing then, what are you really grateful for right now?
Oh boy, I'm grateful that God allowed me to do this. There's so many things. So I'll try to limit it to three. Grateful that God allowed me to do this because I pray for victory, pray for success in life, in relationships, in business. So I'm grateful God allowed, and I'm really grateful for the wax community, folks like you and the Uplift and EOS USA, Atomic, and just there's been just so many people. Rare Digital Bird, another great interview show for crypto artists. Boy, it's hard to limit it, but I'm grateful for the community. It's very supportive once you get to know people. And so for anybody new, you don't know anybody yet, it does take time, but basically just, make friends, take time, and you'll find more people that will be grateful for you.
Definitely. Definitely. I'm also grateful for the community. This has been a lot of fun, and I didn't even know you existed before a couple days ago. So this is the best job on earth. I am grateful for this. I meet amazing people almost every day.
Yeah.
And to that end, got a banner here now. If anybody wants to be on the show, there's some contact information. You can send me a direct message on Telegram, on Twitter, anywhere else where you might already know me. If you know people who know me, all of those ways are great ways to get in touch and get yourself on the show, because chances are you are just as awesome as everybody else and deserve to have a little bit of airtime here. So thank you very much for joining me. I look forward to speaking with you again. I know we're going to. So
yeah. Thanks.
It'll be good. And I'll drop by and check out your plot, and we'll go from there.
Well, take care. Thank you so much.
Thanks, you too. Absolutely. All right.